おはようございます。新疆和国パイロットです。今日もマイクロソフトフライトシミュレーターの公式集会に参加していこうと思います。今日の飛行区域はメキシコですね。
Good morning. Here's my height. I'm a pilot. Today, I'm going to participate in the official Microsoft Fly Simulator Rally. Today's flight area is Mexico.
Alright, well I'm loading. Take a look at Willie. I think I'm ready. It looks like everybody here is all lined up. We're going to have conflicting traffic on this runway departure, but hey, nothing beats the chicken.
日本時間
Japan time.
土曜日の午前3時です。
Saturday morning.
夏時間が早くなったので公式集会1時間早くなりました。
Due to daylight savings time coming earlier, the official assembly will be held 1 hour earlier.
セッティングはリアルタイム、お、ドリフトさんだ。リアルタイムの、天気はプリセットですね。プリセットの雲が少ないっていう、状態です。
Condition.
Great night.
Alright, as you can see, I've got so many aircraft on top of me. It's hard for me to see where I'm going. Let me just plug in my autopilot. We'll do a cruise speed.
あ、細かかもか。
Oh.
しまった。この前もこの現象が。
I arrived. This phenomenon happened the other day as well.
Mexico edition. I think second time ever we've been in Mexico for Community Flying Friday.
スロットルの位置が悪いんですかね。かも。
Is there something wrong with the throttle?
Positive rate, gear up. Alright, really, let's cut over to your point of view. Watch your takeoff.
あ、もう行ってきますね。ん
Bit of stuttering going on, nothing we can't handle.
Using cache tie positions.
Looks like the traffic at the other end
うわ
is cordial and waiting up.
ひどいことにしまった。いろいろと。
A lot of things I ended up doing terribly wrong.
まあいいや。
Oh well.
大変なことに。何が大変なことにかというと、お天気をライブじゃなくてプリセットにしましょうと。
I decided to make the weather preset instead of live.
さっきの事象は何かというと、おお。
What was the award you just received?
全然。
Not at all.
テクスチャーが読み込めてない。
Lecture can't load.
Alright, 270 Inc. says, what a fun and pleasure. Looking stunning as always, CD. Well, thank you. Appreciate the compliment.
Hey, 27 dude.
JIT GTI says, just firing up the Tomcat. Ooh, great choice.
テクスチャーが読み込めてないので。
Because I can't read deep sleep.
なんとなくフライトシミュレーター98チックですが。
It's somehow Flight Simulator 98 tick, but
なんか変なのが出とる。
Something strange comes out.
よし、これで8日でしょう。あ、いないのが。
Mexico's
da.
Yucatan Peninsula.
This is a good thing, isn't it?
Looking great in Flight Sim 2024. Of course, this is all
お、
auto-gen
隊長
scenery.
発見。とりあえず隊長に朝のご挨拶に行きますか。
Physical condition discovered.
You know, I've never been here, so I can't say for sure, but it looks very realistic to me. But what I imagine it would look
メ
like.
キシコユカタン半
I
島
remind myself to look at your stream to try to get like
Mexico
the direct
Yucatan
comparison.
Peninsula.
Let me know when you
ドリクさんはあれですな。
do something like that. So you can see this highway
That's
interchange.
good.
Vision ビジョン
See
ジェ
that
ット
highway interchange sort of below me to my 1 o'clock low.
Vision jet.
If we can find that, then maybe we can both look at that, and we can do like a
That this right here. Are we?
yeah. that
I'm gonna
looks
be a
like
little
probably
bit
it.
off for it compared to the flight plan. I'm kind of just flying by the seat of my pants this way. Get it set up there. I just gotta wait for the delay. There we go. I don't know if that is the same one. It's an intersection. I got a nice yeah.
マジでスピードが落ちない。
Got Friends Micro says, hey CD, really, have either of you during this?
Seriously,
お、隊
speed
長の
watch.
ビジョンジェットか今日は。
Yeah, I
なる
did.
ほど。
A couple weeks
Or
ago,
today.
On Jam on
今日はちょっとスピード速いんですよね。
Stellar. That was a nice little cove.
巡航
going a
速
little
度
fast
200ノット。まあ速いっつっても知れてますが。
And yeah, I've been to Whistler before.
It's early.
That's the
I know a
highway,
little bit.
Driving to Whistler. Beautiful drive. You got, you know, beautiful water on one side and mountains on the other side. Prior to the 2010 Vancouver Olympics, that was a two-lane highway.
200ノット以上って書いてあったけど、巡航速度250ノットぐらい出てる。
It was written that it was more than a maniac knot, but the cruising speed was about 250 knots.
But in time for the Vancouver Olympics, that was one of the infrastructure projects, because a lot of the alpine events were held at Whistler. So they actually twinned that highway. Now it's a 4-lane road, much safer, much fewer accidents now. Like I said, stunning in the sim.
隊長おはようございます。今日もよろしくお願いします。
We'll get together for a drink in Vancouver.
Good morning. Thank
Yeah,
you
come
for your
over, Micro.
continued support
You
today.
heard the man. A helicopter ride maybe for you too in there?
Yeah.
We'll make it happen. Come on, Micro.
今日はまた可愛らしい
Yeah,
飛
I've
行
only
機に
driven
乗
on
っ
it
てらっ
once,
しゃい
though.
ま
It
す
was
ね。
actually last summer, but I do want to take the
You're on a
motorcycle
cute
away.
plane
Like,
again
it's
today.
just like especially being from the prairies. Oh, man. That's a highway to drive on.
Look at the formation I've got behind me. We got Hayate, Yuke Dog, Curly. Beautiful formation flying. Unfortunately, I don't have the same aircraft that they're using, so they just show up as generic bonanzas for me. But great formation flying nonetheless. Highway from Calgary to Vancouver is always so fun. Yeah, I did that.
今名前を呼ばれた気がする。
through Golden, when I moved from.
I feel
Calgary
like
to
my name is
Vancouver,
being called now.
2.5 years ago now. A friend of mine from Seattle flew to Calgary, and the two of us rented a U-Haul truck and packed up my stuff. Did that drive. It was about a 12-hour drive from Calgary to Vancouver through the Rocky Mountains, through Banff, then Golden, Kelowna. Yeah, just really scenic drive.
Yeah. Oklahola's always an interesting time.
Yeah.
That's a highway, if I've ever seen one. And is it officially spring now? I'm sort of loop when when's the first day of spring?
Well, let me look at spring equinox.
I think we're there.
It is Thursday, March 20th. So yeah, it's been
Oh.
officially spring for a little over a week now.
Wow. It feels like it though.
Yeah.
Kind of giving spring vibes out here, at least on the west coast.
Yeah. Of course, in Canada, we know better. We have many. We don't just have 4 seasons in Canada. We also have, of course, second winter. We have cool spring, the season of false hope. All you Canadians in the chat know what I'm talking about.
Great group out here today. see I'm not the slowest. I am gonna get lapped here right away. Looking at the 4 aircraft behind
い
me.
やー、メキシコ
No.
Did either of you play the game Cross Country
なんか
Canada
誇りっ
growing
ぽ
up?
いイメージですね、映画とかで
At
も
the school computer lab, they had it. It was like you
It's
were
kind of a
you drove a
dusty
truck
image,
and you had
even
to
in
flip
movies.
goods in a big transport truck across Canada, sitting along the Trans-Canada Highway. It was like a sort of distance
Okay,
geography
I'm looking this up.
simulator.
I'm looking this up because it rings a bell. What year is it from? First released in '91 by Vancouver-based. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I 100% played that at school in the school computer lab.
Interesting. We're on the 6th or 7th winter here in northern Norway.
By the way, chat, how's the music volume? I've got the stream audio muted, so I'm not hearing it myself. Please let me know if the volume's at a good level. I can turn it up or down as necessary.
This thing's got a lot of little quirks too, I noticed. My favorite? Chat will like this. We got some fries. We got fries inside of the aircraft. How can you not love that?
Alright, Phoenix says the volume's perfect. Dubian says, on this flight you have to play guitar while you fly, like the song.
Take a couple down, there you go.
You know, the very first guitar that I had that I learned how to play on was a classical guitar with nylon strings. And if I still had that guitar, I could
メキシコについて解説してください。
style, flamenco, Spanish guitar.
Please explain about Mexico.
メキシコ合衆国は
Not
北アメ
necessarily
リ
with
カ
合
大
衆
陸
国なんだ
南部に位置
メキシコって
する連邦共和制国家です。多様な文化、
It's the United
歴史、
States.
自然に恵まれ
It's
た国であり、
Mexico.
多くの観光客を魅了しています。基本情報、正式名称、メキシコ合衆国、首都メキシコシティ、面積約197万平方キロメートル、日本の約5倍、人口約1億
Emperor KM
2600万人、公用語、スペイン語、通貨、メキシコペソ、チリ、メキシコは北はアメリカ合衆国、南東はグアテマラ、ベリーズと国境を接しています。太平洋、メキシコ湾、カリブ海に面しており、多様な海岸線を有しています。国土は広大で、砂漠、山脈、熱帯雨林など多様な地形と気候が存在します。
サンダーボルトがアップグレードされたせいか、サンダーボルトが何機かいらっしゃいますね。サンダーボルト2ですね、正確には。
スペインの植民地となり、約300年間
Maybe
支
it's
配されま
because
し
the
た。
Thunderbolts have been upgraded, so there are some free cardboard machines. It's Thunderbolt 2 in terms of its personality.
20世紀にはメキシコ革命やナフタ、北米自由貿易協定の発効など重要な出来事を経験しました。文化、メキシコ文化は先住民文化、スペイン文化、アフリカ文化などが融合した多様な文化です。音楽、ダンス、絵画、文学などさまざまな芸術が盛んです。メキシコ料理はユネスコ無形文化遺産に登録されており、タコス、エンチラーダ、モーレなどが有名です。死者の日はメキシコを代表する伝統的な祭りで、カラフルな装飾や独特の死生観が特徴です。観光、メキシコシティ、首都であり、歴史的な建造物や美術館、博物館などが数多くあります。カンクン、カリブ海に面したリゾート地で、美しいビーチやマヤ文明の遺跡などが楽しめます。チチェン・イッツァ、マヤ文明の古代都市遺跡で世界遺産に登録されています。テオティワカン、巨大なピラミッドがある古代都市遺跡で世界遺産に登録されています。その他、メキシコは世界有数の石油産出国でもあります。近年は
おはようございます。どうですか、ビジョンジェット。
治安には注意が必要な地域もありますので、渡航前に最新情報を確認することをお勧めします。メキシコは多様な魅力を持つ国であり、訪れる人々を魅了し続けています。
ありがとう、ジェミンさん。メキシコについての見解、解説、大変勉強になります。
Thank you, Jamin. Your views on Mexico and your explanations are very educational.
ちょっとキャノピー黒っぽいな。こんな黒っ
The
ぽいんや
canopy
ろ
is
か。
blackish.
I sort of play a bit of everything. You know, all genres from like the 60s right up to like present day music. Whatever sort of captures my interest at the moment. I'm not in a band anymore, so I just play for myself at this point. Yeah, when you can use it as an input device for flight sim. You know, I bet you someone has rigged up a like guitar here.
さっきの大きな輸送機がいたような気がするけども。ビジョンジェ
I
ット
feel
多い
like there
ね。
was that big transport plane
ビジ
from
ョンジェット
earlier.
天国やね、今日は。
Well, yeah, I mean,
Taking
Oh.
short.
スーパーホーネットに乗り換えてる。
Today I'm switching to the Super Hornet.
Micro plays the Yamaha Pacifica. Oh, that is a great guitar too. In fact, a really good friend of mine used to work for Yamaha. Their
なるほど。
sales rep for their U.S. sales rep for their guitar
I
line.
see.
He left that job a few years ago, but he did that for like over 10 years. And he was a big proponent of Yamaha guitars. Micro says, yesterday we had a stellar stream with Jane doing karaoke and baking. We were chatting about music we listened to growing up. It was great. She's got lovely vocals. Really? I've never actually heard Jane sing, believe it or not. And I might be
こ
stereotyping.
のスピードだとビジョンジェットしか選択肢がないんやろか。ビジョンジェットめちゃめちゃ多い。
They love karaoke.
At this speed, Vision Jet is the only option. There are so many Vision Jets.
I'm not even exaggerating. Like I'm dead serious. And so they are stereotypically very, very good singers. And they spend a lot of time practicing.
ホルテン229。なるほど。
5.229.
ホルテン229か。持ってないから見えないな。買う気もないしな。
I don't have 2,229, so I can't see
Ah!
it, and I have no
ジャ
intention of
ガ
buying
ー
one.
か。ええね。まだ負けプレに来てないから買えない、乗れないんだよね。
8 more minutes.
No, I haven't come to Marketplace yet, so I can't buy it.
は
I can't
午
ride
前
it.
3時。やっぱ眠いっすな。
Beautiful.
And Chad, just want to show you.
I'm
once again,
definitely
if
sleepy.
you're wondering how I get the head and eye tracker working. This is the Tobii Eye Tracker 5. It is now 100% supported in Flight Sim 2024. I know for a while it wasn't.
Mexico.
So I wasn't using it. And this
うー
going to be
ん。
added in a future patch. It
な
will
か
be
なか
in-sim
熱帯雨
configuration
林
options.
チッ
That's
クな。
currently not working. However,
It's pretty tropical like the
Tobii
Olympics.
themselves released an update to their Tobii Game Hub app. You can download that from their website, and that has a configuration UI in the Game Hub app that you can set up your settings for flight sim. So, as you can see, it is working perfectly. I can look around. I've got full
よし、やっぱちょっと仲間の P51 でもちょっと見に行きますか。
Like look at this A10 on the top left of my screen there, using only my eyeballs. It'll follow my gaze. So all of that is now fully working and supported by 2024. Okay, Dyer says the Les Paul still has a very iconic sound that fits really well for blues and softer rock and roll.
ジャギワーか。出たっつってたな。でもまだ負けプレには来てないのかな。
I heard that Jaguar appeared, but I guess it hasn't come yet.
And
いやー、銀ピカ。銀ピカムスタング着陸してる。離陸前にもう一機見たけどな。
Yagin Pikagan Pico Mustang is landing. I saw another plane before that one took off.
You can look it up with a sunburst finish, is what they called it. And it's a beautiful
TBM
guitar.
liner.
And then I found out there was only like 1,500 of them ever made.
TBM
worldwide.
liner.
TBM931 ですな。
I saw one of their music
It's
videos,
BM
and their guitarist was playing
9311.
this edition Les Paul. So I thought that was pretty cool. That of the 1,500 of these that were ever made, I own one, and the guitarist from one of my favorite bands owns one. Could we get a close up? All right, let me bring it over. One sec.
Yahoo!
How's that looking, chat?
Chef.
Can I play Money for Nothing? I can play Money for Nothing. In fact, I mentioned I was in a band.
これは何？
That was one of the songs on our set list.
What is this?
Technically hip vibe going firm as a Canadian rocker.
ビーチクラフト？
Peachcraft.
So that is a beautiful guitar. I'll be honest with you though, I probably play my Strat more than I play my Les Paul. I do love them both, and I do think they both have their place. But if you said you have to downsize, you can only keep one, with very deep regrets, I would sell that
お、
Les
ちょっと
Paul.
かっこいいやつだな、これ。
This is a pretty cool guy.
若干リアルな感じの。
What I cannot play, sort of my white whale,
Feels
one of my
real.
dream songs that I'll have to learn sometime, also by Dire Straits, is Sultans of Swing.
おー、
Song. And
欧州戦線気分満喫。あ、いやいやいや。
I think it was this, by the way, departing
Enjoy your
airport,
mood.
like my Delta is located into the buried impact crater with a dinosaur killing meteor hitter. Yeah, the
あ、でも主役が銀ピカじゃない、灰色だ。 なかなかいいっすね。
But
こ
the
の
main character isn't Gimpika, it's gray.
You play the chords to Sultans only. Oh, look at Guitar George over here. He knows all the chords. Yeah, some of you got that joke.
ヤッホー、ねものすごいね、これ。でもパイロットが乗ってればもっといいけどね。ヒュー。
Yahoo, it's really good. This one is even better though.
What would be the budget for the next guitar to make the selection more narrow? Ooh, that is a good question.
ドリ
You know,
なかなかいいカラーリングですね。このムスタングって
the trap that a lot of people
エアレース用の機体なんで一機一機コックピットのレイアウトも違うんですよね。
you want to upgrade to something better.
Why is the cockpit layout different for each airless aircraft?
100 years after that, you want to upgrade again, so you spend more money buying a more high-end guitar. And so you end up spending more money in the long run because you keep upgrading your guitars. So I'm always of the philosophy is get the one you really want the first time. Now, not for beginners though. If you're just starting,
あれそろそろタッチングがあ
you don't
る？
know if you're gonna like it, you don't know if you're gonna stick to it.
あれタッチングを超えてきちゃったってこと？
Mexican made Strat is an excellent, good value beginner guitar. It's got a great balance of quality versus price point.
隊長たちを見失ってる間にそういうことが起きた。
While I was feeling
お、でっかいの
unwell
い
and
る。
lost track of my mission, something like that happened.
ヤッホー。
Yahoo!
これなんだろう飛行機。エアバス 320V2 のリバリーがアップデートされたのでいくつか入れたけど。
I guess the livery of the Airbus 320V2 plane has been updated, so I added some of them.
320V2 誰か乗ってる人おらんやろか。
Is there anyone riding the 320V2?
All right, we are getting pretty close, 7 nautical miles away from the first airport for touch and go. Our waypoint is Mike, Charlie Papa.
あれかなタッチング訓練かな。
Mike,
お
I love watching people take like a
Yeah,
project
that's it.
car, like a cheap Squire, and kit it out with better parts.
Maybe
so you can turn it
Karika's
into a
touching
road
training.
worn type relic look. Fender has their custom shop here with all the chips and dings, but seeing those home done projects is so much more fun. So, here is my hot take. I actually don't like those pre-worn guitars, the ones that you can buy.
お、
right
この
out
く
the
らいで
factory
かい、
that already
飛
have
行
like a
場だといい
worn
です
down
な。
used windshield.
この前の最後の飛行場はどえらい短くて。
Every nick
朝よく見えなくてえらい苦労しましたからな、着陸に。もうでっかい町ですね。なんていう町？カンペチ
It's already a huge town.
Just like pre-ripped pants, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
Same kind of thing, but
Exactly.
lower. People like them, not sure why, but hey.
Alright, there is our runway, so I'm just going to swing around and line up for final.
はい、
You got my
ギア
team
ダ
guys
ウン。
yelling at me. Traffic, traffic. Yeah, no kidding. Look at all the aircraft we got here on Flying Friday. All right, Willie, let me know when you're on short final so I can cut over to your.
Yeah, I'll be there eventually.
Okay.
I think. I'm about 25 miles. Cruising. He's doing pretty good, I guess, too.
これ全然見えないんだね、俺飛行機。
I can't see it at all.
All right, there we go. Gear is down and locked.
マジで着陸難しい。前が見えない飛行機。ゼロ戦はね、立てるんですよね。
It's seriously difficult to land and you can't see in
Yeah,
front of
real
you.
weather
The Zero fighter is built,
code, and
isn't it?
it's, at least
Over
active
G.
sky weather,
Whoa.
so it's kinda
すごい勢いでドーンと落ちちゃった。
which I like.
あー壊れた
Smaller,
ぐわー
smaller.
この飛行機の着
It
陸
was
下手
already
くそだ
amazing,
な
but it fell off with a bang.
Layer down here, it looks like. I've kinda
これじゃあ
highlighted it.
あれちょっと待ってよ。
See how
エアブレーキがかかったままなのではないか。
Wait a minute.
どっちがエアブレーキ、あ、こっちがかかったままか。
Marnicle says you need a 30 knot tailwind to keep up.
ちょっと超下手くそじゃった。ほんと練習せんと。
trying. I'm just
前
hoping
も
for
うちょっ
that
とこれで
tailwind.
もまともに
I
降
can't
り
see
れ
it.
た気がするんだけど
We
な。
got a ninth hour.
ダメですね。
I
見え
feel
ない
like。I could have gotten
見え
off
な
to
い
a
のはや
better
はり
start
どう
with
も
this.
こもならんですな。どうすりゃいいんだろう。やっぱり横滑りか。
What should I do? Is it still skidding?
横風もなんもないのに横滑りして着陸するっていうのもなかなか難易度が高い。
Micro, no, I didn't.
Landing in a sideways skid even though there is no crosswind is quite difficult.
14%
All right, shots.
mix.
Get ready to rate my landing harshly. You watched my Tuesday career mode stream.
じゃあ降りていきます
Flying
ぜ。
tail draggers earlier this week, which I'm terrible at.
The let's go down.
And some very, very bad landings in a tail dragger. Thankfully, the Vision Jet I'm flying today is a tri-scope
Low.
configuration. I'm much more comfortable landing these. All right, throttle to idle. Glide it the rest of the way in.
めっちゃむずい。
Very difficult.
Waiting for that.
Yeah. All right, shot. How do we do? Ooh, stay on the center line. Ooh,
こんなもんなら
oscillating.
もういいんじゃないか。
All right, let's get airborne.
Isn't this enough?
What runway did you land on? 16?
降りれた今回
All
は。
right.
おお、ほんとちょっと練習せんとやばいな。ムスタング。
This time it's a dangerous Mustang that needs a
Hey,
little
full
more
power.
practice.
All right, re-engaging the autopilot, and let's cut over to Willie's POV.
今フルフロップじゃなかったか？
Intentional oscillation.
Wasn't it a full
もう
flop?
一段下ろせたかもしれないですね、フラップ。ギャー
Maybe.
Wow.
No.
ユカタン半島。ユカタン半島っていうと、あれで有名なとこですな。なんだったっけ？恐竜絶
Yucatan
滅の、
Peninsula. The Yucatan Peninsula is famous for that. What is it?
小惑星っていうか、まあ小惑星なんでしょうね。が落っこちたの
Or rather,
が
I
こ
guess they're
のユカ
elementary
タン
school
半島
students.
の辺ですよ。 約6600年前、
about 30 minutes flying time.
私が生まれるちょっと前ですね。
I'm also about to get passed by what might be a pelican here.
見渡す限りビジョンジェット。
Veterans in the pelican.
いろんな飛行機が見れる喜びは少ない。
But looking good regardless. Sticking back with the slow guy, I appreciate it.
そういや、2020にミラージュ2000が来てるんじゃないかな。負けプレに。なんかデベロップメントの
I
開
think
発
2000 is
ブロ
coming.
グ
There is some
みたいなの
development in
に
the Lost
開
Planet.
発報告、毎週の開発報告みたいなのに書いてありましたよ。でも2024にはまだ来てないみたいじゃったな。
Alright, am I mistaken or?
No, that's right. Yeah, to your north.
Yeah.
We're flying along the Yucatan Peninsula, along the Gulf of Mexico. Almost no guitar and pop music for the last couple decades. I know.
スピード速すぎ。
The guitar has basically disappeared from popular music.
Speed too fast.
I'm really dismayed by
これ
that.
こんだけでも木が生えてるならテクスチャーももうちょっと緑でもいいと思うけど、季節の関係があるのかね。
Later, they do
あ、
a,
PC21
bit
だ。
called The Guest Rapper Killed the Guitar Solo.
If this is enough to make you feel good, I think the texture could be a little greener, but I wonder if it has something to do with the season. It's PC21.
Replace that by having a guest rapper do a bit of a rap instead, where the guitar solo used to be. So look that one up online.
はい、
It's called The
PC21
Guest
っての
Rapper
は
Killed the
スイス
Guitar
の
Solo.
練習機かな。
YouTube video is pretty funny.
The IPC-21 is a Swiss training
これも
aircraft.
人気機種なのかなんかわかんないんですけど、
I don't know
2
when.
つ
Olivia, oh man.
出てると思う、アドオンが。
Talented guitarist playing right now.
I think there is an add-on.
Miles out from the airport now.
So I read an article, probably around maybe 10 years ago.
あ、これ相変わらず短冊垂らしたまま飛んでないか。
Interviewing some of like the business managers at Fender and
Oh,
Gibson.
aren't the strips of paper flying around like
Their
always?
sales were in the tank. No one was buying
リムーブビフォーフライトの短冊つけたまま飛んでますね。前もこの飛行機こんな不具合があったような気がすんだよな。アイリスっていうメーカーのやつなんかな。なんか短冊が
the music they listen to.
ついてた。
I'm flying with the
Kigasu.
removing for flight strip of paper attached.
まあお
I
茶目
feel
さん
like
で
I've
す
had
ね。
something like this on this plane before. I think it's made by a manufacturer called Iris. There's a strip of paper on it.
They were saying like who was the last big like really talented guitarist? They're like John Mayer. Like does anyone really
なんとなくね、
13-year-old kid really getting inspired?
そんな
Somehow.
に好きじゃないんですよね、形が。なんとなくバランスが悪いような気がして。まあ好みですけど
No,
ね。
I feel like the shape is somehow
なんだろう、
unbalanced.
PC21。
There's one artist.
はあ、スイス人の価格は違うのかしら。ああ、国は関係ないですね。やっぱもうその飛行機その飛行機の
Anyone in chat?
デザイナーの、
Because this artist opened up.
Switch, I wonder if the
好
prices
み
for
です
Swiss
ね。
people
ああ、
are
いやいやい
different.
や。
Ah, the country doesn't matter.
PC21。
After
あ、
all, it's the
PC12。
airplane, the
同じ
designer of
メ
the
ーカーの飛
airplane.
行機ですけど、これは TBM9 に似たような、あれ、大きさなのかな。
Similar to
TBM9 も
TBM9
TB 力だっけ。全然覚えがないけども。ちょっ
I
と
don't
こいつの方
remember
が
it
大
at
きい
all,
か
though.
な。
Taylor Swift has inspired an entirely new generation of teenage girls to take up playing guitar
なんとなく
because
ちょっ
they
と
love her music and they want to emulate her. And,
カテゴリー的
either
に
Somehow
似て
a
る
little.
感じがあります
Gibson or
な。
Fender, I can't remember which, but one of the two
There is.
single-handedly credited Taylor Swift for saving their company. And I thought that was a really interesting observation.
TBM9 は窓が丸かった気がするな。ちょっとやっぱこっちの
I
方
feel
が大
like
きいか。
Agility had round
That's another
windows.
one of my white whale songs that I would love to be able to learn is the acoustic intro to Crazy on You by Heart. What an incredible piece of guitar. That's way beyond my talent, but I wish I could play that. Also, chat, what's going on? I'm at full throttle right now, but I'm only showing 158 indicated. My flaps are up, my gears are up. What's happening, chat? Why aren't I should be going over 200 knots. What am I doing wrong here, chat?
I'm about 4 miles out from my my first touch and go here.
うん。
Yeah,
The runway in sight.
Oh, I'm not on my point of view. Okay.
PC12 でございました。ビジョンジェット。
I was on full throttle, but for whatever
Thank
reason,
you for
it was not
PC12
registering
Vision
as
Z.
being on full throttle. So what I did is I slightly throttled down, then throttled back up again, and now it's detected I'm at full throttle. So problem solved.
TBM9 と
To do a sequencing.
ビジョンジェットしかいない。
TBM liner
あ、
in.
海の上ですね。
All right, Willie's got the runway in sight. So let's watch his landing.
Hey,
Good old turn it off, turn it on again. Exactly.
Check if your refrigerator is running. Alright.
あ、フラップ壊れた。ぐわ
Nice and clear over this
壊しちゃっ
flap
た。
broken.
ourselves within our flap speed and gear. I believe is 115 in this bird. There we are. Gears going down in the first stage of flaps.
また整備の人に怒られるな。
Safe speed for
Mark,
flap
don't send it to the
two,
maintenance
that,
guy.
and that's full. Nice long final for 1.6.
I'll get you next time, gadgets. Next time. There's a reference for all the 80s kids in the chat.
Oh, snap.
TBM930 と
Hurting a little bit here. Looks like we're getting a weather update from
TBM 930 and.
downside of using this method.
ビジョンジェットと
Really hurting.
Vision Jet and.
Who did the vision?
Ah,
jet? It's from
F22
Flight
だ。
Effects. So they made the payware upgrade.
Oh, it's
あ、これ大
F22.
きいやつだな。さっきの
for
エアバス
Nagasaki's.
350か。350-900。ULR ってなんやろ。
Really big
350,900. What is ULR?
Nice strong left crosswind of about 15 knots for a small plane like this. Should be interesting.
あ、来たチョコミント。
Akita Chocolate Mint.
A bit of a forward slip into that. Side slip. See somebody holding short for me. Thank you.
Tony says, first time I flew the Vision in 24, I wanted to start another mission and fly it again. It was so smooth. Yeah, it is a beautiful aircraft. I've said this before on the channel. If money was no object and I could buy any plane right now, I would get a Cirrus Vision jet. Of course, money is an object. There's no way I
乗
can afford
客を乗せて公式集会に参加。お客さんも多分堪能してるでしょ
And wheels are down just now.
Attend an official gathering with
Hey.
passengers on board, and you'll probably enjoy it.
Nice. A little bit of lag, but we fought through it there. We'll hold ground.
う。でもリバリーはまだ出てないのかな。
I guess he hasn't left Marybury yet.
Both guitars are the Vision jet. Which one would you choose? Well, those two guitars, I think if you added up what I paid for them at the time, and when I got them both over a decade ago, I think I paid maybe $4,500 total for both of those guitars. And a Vision jet is over $1 million. So I think I'd go with the Vision jet.
I have all. Play the guitars and the Vision jet. Alright.
いや
Nice landing.
ー、いいっすな。
No.
Beautiful looking A400M. Look at that.
あ、大きい飛行機がいる。
Nautical miles from the next destination.
Aoki, there's an airplane.
Oh, who is it?
Lord Fries. He gave us what I'm flying. Luckily, he gave us this beauty bird.
ちょっと
This
その
thing is
前
very
に
sharp.
Yeah, that is
水が飲みた
Before
い。
that,
喉の渇きが。
You know, there's an
Thirst.
expression I like. R.J. Mitchell, who was the head designer of the Spitfire, famously said, "If an airplane looks beautiful, it will fly beautiful too." And I do believe that.
This thing is doing both.
C90 ってなんだろう、キングエア。
what is C90? King Air.
持ってるやつやろう
Back
か。
on here. Go.
I guess you have
こう
one.
なんか激しい音が聞こえてきたと思ったらラプターの
When I thought I heard a loud sound, it was a raptor.
ラプティングですが、
Spitfire on that one.
That elliptical wing of the Spitfire just took one.
おおかっちょえ
Large.
F117 looks ugly and flies pretty ugly too. Yeah, I mean, F117.
ー、ヤッホー。私の後輩ですよ。あ、見えてるなこれ。C90GTX キングエア。どんな飛行機だっけ？
King Air, what kind of plane is it?
Do 2020 people
This
see 2024?
13
No, so
though.
they're on separate servers. So
Death
every week
Certina.
on Flying Friday on our panel, we always have at least one person on
総
2020
発
and
の
one person on 2024. So as you can see,
First
top
time.
right of your
飛行機ですね。
screen there, we've got Willie is on 2020.
Hey,
And then if we go back to my point of view, I'm on
これも
2024.
TBM930 とかあれ
Both
系
versions
で
we
す
want to
な。
support everyone, no matter which version of the sim you choose to fly.
Homo
If you want to
TBM
be able to fly other
930 or
people,
something like that.
always have one member.
B350 ビジネスちゃ
And they're both great sims. They're both
B350
Beechcraft.
business.
さあ、
Lord Fight says, got
はるか
confirmation
後輩
Here we go.
私
It
の
should arrive in the marketplace
乗ってるこの飛行機の
for flights in 2024.
F22 ラプター戦闘
Awesome.
機
Well, congratulations. I can't wait to see that on the
This
marketplace.
plane I'm
なぜ
flying
か
is
こ
an
のチョコミントの
F-22
よう
Raptor
な
fighter
リバリー
jet.
しか見えない
Look at this beautiful aircraft.
Yeah, that's cool.
うんラグタ
Lagutta.
Why do we only see a few on? Is the beta multiplayer still a different server? Yeah.
Yeah, the Simulate 2 beta environment is separate from the 2024 live environment.
ビーチクラフトモデル350これも見えてるみたいですな
Beechcraft model
TBM
350. It looks
9
like you
は
can see this
TB 力
too.
じゃないし単発だ
And of course, the
It's time to
2024
leave.
marketplace is open now. We know a lot
これも
of
デス13
very
だ
patiently for the marketplace.
This is also good as Death Sir.
We launched that a couple weeks ago. Products, updated versions, and new releases are gradually making their way to the marketplace and into your hands. F-14 Tomcat, the best looking fighter of
Cool.
all time.
You'd have to
Law.
separate it for me, like the era of fighters. I think for me to just like, I like the Strike Eagle. For me, the Strike Eagle is my favorite fighter of all. But then you get in like
あれは何
Spitfire territory, obviously two different things.
What am I?
TBM930 これはなんてああ A400 エアバス
I
の
do
貨物
like the
機です
Tomcat. I
ね
think is pretty.
This is an Airbus cargo plane.
Most people
あここになんかユニコーンみたいにおでこから角が生えてるのがかっこいい
Best looking fighter of all time.
There's something cool about this one with a horn growing out of its forehead, like a unicorn.
Some of you in chat know what I'm talking about, and you're going to be laughing. let me show you the.
なんとなくターボプロップエンジンですな。後ろに排気口
It's
があり
kind of
ま
a
す。
turboprop
No, no, no,
engine.
no. All right. First of all, let's look at it from the top view.
これ一遍乗ったな、なんかリクエストがあって。どんな飛行機だったかあん
When I
ま
wrote
り
this
印象が
piece,
ない
I
けど。
received a request.
へー。
That's a pretty good looking aircraft, right? From the top. That's got some good lines on it. I like that. Okay, pretty nice looking plane. And then now, let's look at it from the front. Look at this thing.
いや、いいですな、飛行機がいっぱいいて。
Oh, great heavens.
That's good. There are a lot of planes.
なんか楽しそうだ。
Yeah,
体調が
pretty ugly.
My
多
physical
眼一
condition.
生。
Kind of cool, you know?
Now, yes, someone in chat says the final production, that is the prototype. Someone did say the final production version would have looked better. That is true. Let me see if I can find an image of what the production version would have looked like.
前、2020の公式集会だと隊長の後ろで背面飛行しながら延々とフォーメーションを組んでる人とか猛者がいたんですけど、最近見かけないですね。2020の方にはいるのかな。
This one looks a lot better.
At the previous 2020 official gathering, there were people and monsters flying backwards and forming endless formations behind the body. But I haven't seen them lately.
It is,
I wonder
and
if
this
they'll
was
be there
sort of
in
a prototype of
2020.
the F-35.
So this is the X-32. So the U.S. Air Force, the Pentagon,
また
Marine Corps aircraft as well.
チョコミントが
Also
飛んでい
Boeing
く。
and Lockheed Martin to create two
おいし
prototypes,
そう。
one each, for the Joint Strike Fighter program.
Looks delicious.
And the winner of this program would have received the largest defense contract in U.S. military history, well valued over $1 trillion.
水水。
So it was a really big deal.
Waterworms.
And the F-35 was the one that was chosen as the winner of that contract.
ああ、梅水。
But this one, the X-32, that was the other competing prototype
Mother, Ume Mizu.
that could have won the contract.
いやー、この隊長の周りに飛行機が集まってるのこそ公式集会の醍醐味。
How we doing on our flight time here? 10 minutes to the next.
Hey, the fact that
いろんな
planes
飛
are
行機
gathering
も見たい
around
け
this
ど、でも
person is
今
the
日ビ
best
ジョン
part
ジ
of
ェ
the
ット
official
祭りだからあ
gathering.
んまりいいね。
Well, we should be on the lookout for some offshore oil
Oh,
platforms.
right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, remember we said as we're flying over the Gulf of Mexico here, we might see some. I don't have any insight yet, but chat, let me know if you see any.
べーん。
Vain.
あ、でもちょっと眠くなってきた。海の上で単調だし、ちょっとあっ
One
ち
of the
空
features
調
in
入
flight
れるか。
2024 is every oil
Let's take
platform
out the red
has
crowned
helipads
crane on the sea.
in the entire
Should I
world.
turn on the air conditioning over there?
Now it's rendered in flight sim 2024 in Orlando. It is now the Gulf of America. It most certainly is not. It is the Gulf of Mexico.
今日でも昨日より5度ぐらい低い気温だって言ってたな、名古屋の天気。昨日めちゃめちゃ暖かかったんですよね、名古屋。
Even today, the temperature was about
Looks like
5
just,
degrees
just
Celsius
to the
lower than
northeast kind
yesterday.
of that next
The
strip you're
weather in
close to,
Nagoya
that
was
nice
really
road.
warm
Just thinking
yesterday,
how nice that
Nagoya.
looks to drive down.
いや
Right on the water on a
No
little
way.
ー、叩かれまくりの、
not even gonna drive
Very tired.
Duna to Terminal.
マイクロソフトフライトシミュレーター2024ですけれども、私の仲間がこんなに世界中には大勢おりますよ。 素晴らしい。
Microsoft Fruit Flight Simulator 2024. I have so many friends all over the world.
Lake Minnetonka. I think that DeSalle
ただいま機内食のパリンコを食べております。パリンコう
I'm
めえ。
currently eating pachinko, the in-flight meal.
Yeah, the European fighters I really do like. The what are they? The canards. A lot of them have those front canards. I think that's what the proper terminology for them.
Have you purified yourself? Yes. That wasn't actually Lake Minnetonka, though. Another 80s reference for those of you. Maybe we got someone in the chat too young to get that one. That was from classic Prince movie, Purple Rain. Yeah, Prince, best guitarist. A lot of people don't know that. Prince, the late great Prince, was actually an incredibly talented guitarist, like virtuoso level. Like right up there with like Jimi Hendrix level. He was that good. And because he does like a lot of pop music, people don't realize just how good of a guitarist he really was. One of the oil rig in sight.
もうおかしないかな。もっとふわふわだけか。
I wonder if it was a long time ago, just more fluffy.
Yeah, one of the great Prince guitar performances you might see is
浅野さん、ベルーガで輸送機と編隊飛行しようかな。
they were doing a cover
いいですね。
Well My Guitar Gently
最長のところに
That's
A400 がいますよ。
Prince plays the solo on it. And oh my god, is that one of the most incredible guitar solos I have ever seen.
ロリトさんは今エアバス
Prince died.
337。
Oh, yeah, like 15 years ago.
Mr. Dord is currently flying an Airbus 337.
You've seen that
Vision
performance. It was
Jet
so good.
だね。
Yeah, incredible. If anyone's into guitar music and you
じゃあ
haven't
ビ
seen
ジョンジェット
it,
天
go
国
on
です
YouTube,
ね。
look up, Prince, Well My Guitar.
TBM930 と
Vision Jet
ビジョンジェットがめちゃめちゃ多い。
Amazing performance.
There are so many.
さあじゃあふわふわ食うか。ふわふわ食べるともう機内食が全部なくなりますな。
If you eat Stargene Fluffy Space Fluffy, you will no longer have all the in-flight food.
How far am I from the airport? 20 nautical miles.
あ、ふわふわうめえ。
Look at all these
Fluffy and
beautiful
plump.
people flying in very close formation with me. Pretty soon we're gonna have to remember to turn off wake turbulence.
Yeah.
It is working properly in the Simulate 2 beta. Prince was playing a Telecaster in that vid, that's true. Very custom shop telly though, I think. Not a stock, it's one that anyone can just buy off the shelf. Yucatan is orbiting the oil rig. Okay, I'll look for your nameplate. I don't have you in sight at the moment.
Look at that formation you got going on there.
I know.
That's great.
Pretty sweet. Always love the great turnouts we get on Fly-In Friday. Prince got left out of the, yeah, I remember that list, the Rolling Stones top 100 guitarists. I lost all respect for that. I think they had Kurt Cobain at like number 7 or something. Now, listen, I get it. Like, Nirvana, if you were alive in the early 90s listening to rock music, Nirvana was hugely influential for bringing in the grunge era. And so, you know, I appreciate their sound and their production values and so on. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, Kurt Cobain is not a good guitarist, and I think he would even admit he was not a great guitarist. That's the whole point of Nirvana, was that they had a very stripped down sound, that they were not virtuoso performers. That was their whole thing. Oh wait, is this the oil rig? Right there? Oh, I think that is it. Look at that, chat. Let's
メキシコ、あ、ベルガだ。ひょほー。ちょっと早くね。
Mexico Brigada.
So yeah, I do appreciate what
俺、
Nirvana
隊
did
長、
for
旋
rock
回して
in the
た。
early 90s, how they brought in a whole new sound, a
I
whole
was
new
ahead of
level
gymnastics.
of production values that really changed
タ
the
ッチング
industry.
があるか
So in that sense, they were very influential.
あれか
Is。there touching?
But Kurt Cobain is not a good
OK。
guitarist.
今回は着陸のタッチングをなんとか成功させてみせる。
Okay, this time I'll manage to successfully touch the landing.
Number one all-time greatest guitar player, and I will die on that hill.
Like Jimi Hendrix.
All right, making a beeline towards that oil platform. You can learn all of Nirvana's tunes in a weekend. Yeah, so this is why I say that Kurt Cobain was not a good guitarist.
結構
When I
低い
first
ところ
learned
飛んでるけ
it,
ど何を見てるんだヘリ
you
ポ
know,
ート
I was in
あ、何船にヘリポートがあるの
and they were one of the few bands that, as an absolute beginner guitarist,
It's
I could
flying
play all
quite
their
low, but what are you looking at? Is there a
songs. So I had,
helipad?
like, barely
Ah,
any skill
違うな
when I was first learning as a 13-year-old.
マーオブスチールでスーパーマンが助けたようなあれがあるのか
I'll
な
tell you about
海底油田が
guitar playing skills.
I wonder if
Mine
there's
are
something that
stuck
helps
in
an
it.
undersea oil
Not
field.
trying to be like a virtuoso guitar player. That was not the sound they were going for.
あ、そんな感じですね。おお
All right, there we go. There's that oil platform.
That's what it feels like.
ちょっと違うかなんだろうあ、でも火が出て
I
るから
wonder
やっ
if
ぱ
it's
り
a little
海
different.
底油田だなおおすげえ
Wow, that's amazing.
There we go. That's pretty cool. I've never seen one of those in flights in 2024 yet. Oh, F's in the chat.
クラークがあれあここから人を助けてましたよ
No.
Clark was helping
You got the
people
flame
from
coming up
here.
there, the whatever. Pull off valve.
All right, re-enabling the autopilots, and we are. Oh, we're only 6 nautical miles away from the next airport. So I'll just leave the autopilot off. Jeez. Ciudad del Carmen International Airport. Is our next touch and go.
さあじゃあタッチングかな
Furking maybe.
Just need fires for the autopilot after some rescue missions. My TCAS is yelling at me again about the traffic. I know I can turn that off by going into the settings, but
シューダート・デル・カルメン国際空港カルメン
Exiting with a group Carmen International Airport.
what is the most recent song you learned? Hey, excellent question. Let me just focus on this landing, and I'll tell you in a second. It was actually just earlier this week I was learning a new song. All right, gear down. Flaps to landing. There is the runway. All right, confirm gear is down and locked. Run a left base. I just turn off player nameplate so I can see where I'm going.
Ah!
Gotta say, I really like having my Tobii eye
true.
tracker working again.
びっくりし
Be
た
able to look around naturally, making that turn from
車輪も壊れたかと
feels
思
so
っ
much
た
better. The head tracking. coming in a little bit high as I turn on to final, but that's okay.
全然滑走路が見えね
I can't see the runway at all.
え。タッチダウン。
Runway 13.
ちょっとここで
Chat.
交換していくか。
All right, chat, get ready to rate my landing.
トラップ壊れちゃったから。壊れちゃったじゃないな。
Because the
壊
trap
し
is
ちゃったから
broken.。
また整備の人に嫌味言われるぜ。
Also, the maintenance people will be rude to you.
Pretty good, chat. Pretty good.
テクスチャが全然読めてきてない。この悲しいス
I
トリー
can't
マ
read
ー
the texture at all.
飛行機も結構読めてきてない。
Positive rank gear up.
I haven't read much yet.
All right, let's cut back to Willie's POV for a bit. And while we're doing that, Willie,
Yeah.
you have the chat open. Are you ready?
出
I'm ready.
発
You
者
know I'm
と
ready.
設定ってゴ
Willie's
ー
ready.
ルはど
You know
こ
what
な
to
ん
do,
だろ
chat.
う。
I got the
Where
iPad
are
out.
you from?
お
What
Where
is
are we
the
from? Give it
starting
to me.
point and the goal?
Let's hear it. Butter, Ohio. All right.
とりあえ
Annapolis,
ずここにしとくか。
Calgary, Norway.
よ
Oh
く
wow.
わからん
Switzerland,
け
Ottawa,
ど。
Mars, San Jose. Nice. Indeed.
I'm not
Ontario,
sure if I
Austin,
should
Porter,
leave it here for
UK,
now.
Netherlands, Oklahoma, Finland, Austria, Sweden, Brazil, Ohio, Moncton,
なんか
Germany,
全然違う方に向けて飛ん
Michigan,
でおるが。
Bangalore, Sweden,
まあいいか。
Netherlands, Germany,
I'm
Ohio,
flying
what's
towards
Ohio
a
today?
completely
Austria,
different direction.
Balloon, Lithuania, Austria.
Oh.
Don't know that one. Alberta, Boston. That one I cannot pronounce. I'm sorry. Romania, London, France, Mississippi, England, Italy, Mexico,
なん
Boston,
かこんな感じで
Fort
すな。
Lauderdale, Florida. Canada.
本当か
CD, also Canada.
おい
It's
で、
like this. Is it
プリ
true?
セットフューあとるね。
San Francisco, Colorado.
OK。
Daffy, you are
で、
so
現
nice.
集合。
Flights and community.
South
現
Carolina.
集合試合。
CD.
Local meeting
Really all
match.
that. And yes, I am from Canada, from the greater Vancouver area.
あれ空中から始まっとる
Throw a rock over.
Well,
it.
it starts from the air.
That's not that close, chat. That's about an hour and a half ferry ride.
なんか恐ろしいことになっとる。何
Tried
が起きちゃ
visual, thanks. I was sweating a little bit near the end, but then it slowed
Something
down, so-
terrible is going to happen.
This is, hang on, look at this, chat. Look at this scenery. This is pretty nice. Look at this bridge below me. And
荒ぶってましたね、今。
blue, the different shades of the water as well.
It
新
was
しいじゃ
rough
ん。
right now.
Darker shade of blue there, and then sort of like a more aqua shade here. Oh, this is pretty.
カルメン国際空港を出て。
Leaving Carmen International
は
Airport.
あ
Colorado. One more. Won't forget about you.
水がきれいじゃ
First one
ね
I wanted to know how to pronounce. I think it's
The water is beautiful.
can't find it.
Shades of blue reminds me of Whiter Shade of Pale. Ah, there's like a classic rock song. One of the all-time greatest organ pieces in rock music. You may not know that song by its title, but I guarantee you've heard it before. Very, very famous song. Special shout out to all our Mexican viewers today. I saw a few of you in the chat. Pleased
Yes.
to have you joining us as we fly over your home country.
C90
C90.
PC10 あれなんだ
Nice.
PC10
PC12, what is that?
またでっかいのがい
Yeah,
る
there's quite a Canadian bunch in here. I thought I saw.
There's a big
Moncton,
C17 グローブマスター
Ontario, BC.
C17
Where are
Globemaster.
my Manitobans and my Saskatchewan?
いい飛行機乗ってらっしゃいますな
I am one of them. That's where I'm from. So
Good, you're on a plane.
feel like there's probably snow there right now. I think.
これちょっと
I thought I
遠い
saw
と
like
テ
a
クスチャ
snow.
テクスチャが変な現象は相変わらずすげえ近寄
It's
らな
still
い
a
とテク
strange
スチャが
phenomenon
綺麗
that
に
the
見えな
texture
い
is a little far away.
Oh, dude.
Did you feel it?
Okay. So the thing is like, you know, I hear from
っていう
people
かすごい
after
近寄っても
having moved
テ
here
ク
in
スチャが治ら
2014,
ない
lived here for quite some time. There's been
治った
since
Chinese,
2014,
even if
you
I
know, you
get
the
very
little ones
close,
here and
the
there.
texture
Yeah,
doesn't
Did
change.
you feel that? Never felt one. This one, legitimately, I was like, if this is a small one, like that's kind of scary. It was kind of like for somebody who's not used to it, but I did feel it.
Yeah.
It was like first thing when I woke up. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt it too. I was at my desk working at the time. But here's the thing, that's the first earthquake I've ever felt in my life. And I wasn't sure what it was at first. Like my furniture started shaking a little bit.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure, is this an earthquake or is this just like a large construction?
腹渡から見える状況を何とかしてほしい
That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Memo. I want them to do something about the
so I
situation
sort of
that is
texted my
visible
friends
because
and
they
they
paid
got
for
them
it.
in and said, hey, is that an earthquake I just felt right now? And they like immediately texted back. They're like, yeah, that was definitely an earthquake. Yeah. But yeah, never felt one
これ
before.
よ
It
く似
was
た
kind of
感じの
an
飛行
interesting
機か
experience.
な
And it was, I forget the scale.
It looks like a
It was
familiar
like,
airplane.
like
PC12 はでも単発やったっけ
Like what's
Even the
Sunshine Coast, was it
712
there, or was it,
episode was a
Gulf
one
Island?
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunshine Coast. And of course, I want to give a special acknowledgement. I'm
あ
sure
なんかちょっと眠くなってきて
a tragic earthquake happened.
午前3時はやっぱ早い
Daylight hours there.
Over G.
Thailand
3
and
a.m.
Myanmar
is really early.
yesterday. High 7.7.
8時から布団に入っておりましたけれども
Devastating earthquake.
そんなに早く寝
I
れ
had
ない
been
し
in
ね
bed since 8 o'clock.
Send our love and support to everyone affected by that tragedy.
Natural disasters, they're nothing to mess around with. That's even just this little small one. I was like, okay, I'm gonna like start like guilty as charged. You should have like an earthquake readiness kit, I think they call them, right? That's what they suggest for people who obviously live in earthquake prone areas.
Ballham says, oh, dang, my cousin is in Thailand. Hope he's all right. Yeah, I might want to just send him a text and check in. Friend of mine is on vacation right now. She was
内臓が見える
Vietnam, so I texted her this
空飛ぶ芋虫発見
morning. She didn't feel it. She's in Vietnam currently. She was in Thailand last week. So
Flying caterpillar with visible internal organs discovered.
芋虫ってキャタピラーっていう
You know,
の
bed
か
jolting things just like shake, but again, like
Are
if you live in a
caterpillars
busy
called
environment,
caterpillars?
Like CD said, construction even, something as simple as that. Be like, okay, somebody's just, no, running fiber through the house or something.
Oh, which song did I learn recently? Yes, I learned how to play Until I Found You by Steven Sanchez. It's a throwback. If you don't know that song, it sounds like a sort of like 1950s rock and roll song, but it's a very modern song, just a few years ago. But the style they're going for is like classic rock and roll 1950s. Kind of fun to play. Turn off the tremolo on my amp. Put my my Strat on the bridge pickup. Yeah, in a very 1950s sound. I follow Rick Beato. Yeah, I watched some of his videos. He's got a very interesting YouTube channel.
ちょっと眠くなってきたから操縦が怪しいでござる
I like some
I'm
of his,
starting to feel a
top
little
20 lists,
sleepy,
like top
so I'm
20
not sure if I'm flying.
guitar songs of all time, or top 20 songs of the 80s of all time, things like that. One that came up in my YouTube algorithm a couple days ago was Rick Beato doing top 20 drum fills of all time. Chat, can you guess what the number one drum fill of all time is? You only need one guess. Everyone knows it. If anyone gets this one wrong, I'll be very disappointed in you, chat. Yes, it is Phil Collins. What's the song title? In the air tonight. Yeah, everyone knows that one. by far the greatest drum fill ever. The Amen Break, there's the deep cut. That's the most sampled drum fill ever. You don't know that. You may not even recognize it, but you've heard it in like literally thousands of songs. It's sampled so many times, but not as recognizable.
It's a typhoon.
The one from In the Air Tonight. The rim shots. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Shoot. F's in the chat. This is what I meant to do. There we go. Which song is sampled? I don't actually know the name of the song. I just know that the sample, the drum fill that is sampled, is called the Amen Break. Let me look that up right now. It comes from the song Amen Brother from the American soul group The Winstons, 1969. But it is the most sampled drum break ever. It's used in thousands of songs. What's your cruising speed? I'm currently indicated, here I'll show you. I'm showing 202 knots indicated, 213 knots true. And I'm 35 miles, 10-minute ETA to the next airport. Like
いかん、寝ちゃう。
Let's go.
I'm gonna do this touch and go here, and then I'll slew a little bit closer to the greater bunch.
That's probably a good idea. Take a look at your landing then.
I'm doing a whopping 162 true to make that 163. 151 indicated.
ミラノ州はあんなに外れちゃった。もう完全
The
に
city
寝
of
ぼけとる。
Milan has fallen by the wayside.
あれもう3時まで眠いわ。
Harem until
Here's a
3
question in
p.m.
the chat. What is your favorite cover version of a famous song? Not the original song, but who does the best covers? And they take a song that's not theirs, but they put their own spin on it and make it something better than the original. I have an answer. Another one. Twist and Shout. Oh, yeah, okay, by the Beatles. That is a good cover. Heard by Johnny Cash. Oh, that's a really good one, too. Either of those are my choice. Van Halen doing Really Got Me. Yeah, that's another good one. So like, do you mean like the Tori Amos? Disturbing Sound of Silence, also a good one. No one has said my favorite one yet. I'm surprised. Hallelujah. So many people have covered Hallelujah. I'm assuming you probably mean the Jeff Beck cover of Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen. That is my favorite cover of that song. But there's so many artists have done a cover of Hallelujah. Knock on Heaven's Door by Guns N' Roses. Yeah, good one. Oh, not the Jeff Beck version. I'm really surprised no one has said my number one cover song yet, because it's a really famous one. And when you look on lists of like covers that are better than the original, this is the one that's like always on top of everyone's list. And in fact, the original artist himself has also acknowledged that this song, the cover version, is better than the original version. And the original artist is also someone who is incredibly famous. We do a few clues there. Chris Tatt has got it. All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix.
いやー、めっちゃ眠い。
No, I'm really sleepy.
So much different. Like he completely made a new song out of it. He just kept the lyrics intact, but made a brand new song. And Bob Dylan himself has acknowledged that Hendrix's version is better than his original version. So that's my pick for number one cover song.
10 miles out.
Yeah, Bob said it's now Jimmy's song. Yeah, that's true. That's exactly what he said. Yeah, All on the Watchtower by Bear McCreary in the 2004 reboot of Battlestar Galactica. That was a good cover version of that too.
お、
Hex the light.
いいですなぁ。
Here,
That's
here's my hot
nice.
take, chat. I don't like cover versions that are basically just
Yahoo!
the original artist.
ドリフトさんのスーパーホーネッチョ。 かっこいい。
But if you're a professional musician and all you do is just imitate another famous artist when you're performing their song, like why bother? What's the point? I'll give you an example. This one got a lot of attention maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and I never understood why. Was Weezer doing a cover of Africa by Toto? And you listen to Weezer's version, and it's not even all that different from Toto's version. And I was like, why would you even do this? Like, I don't get the hype. You're just imitating the original artist instead of making the song your own.
God, I will be slewing once I do this touch and go.
Steve Lukather. Well, speaking of Toto, Steve Lukather was the guitarist in Toto, doing a cover of Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix. It's another one of my White Whale.
いや、半分寝てるな。めっちゃ眠い。眠たさと
I'm
爆
really
発。
sleepy when I'm half asleep.
Difficult. I've seen like some YouTube lessons, but I will. I just haven't had the dedication yet to just spend like an afternoon sitting down and just practicing it nonstop. Yeah, Steve Lukather, one of the all-time greatest session musicians. For anyone who doesn't know what a session musician is, they're basically hired guest musicians that show up in studios to record tracks for other bands. And a lot of your favorite bands that you've ever listened to, they bring in session musicians to help augment their sound.
Hmm. マジで眠くなってきちゃう。マジじゃ眠いど。
Here's a fun bit of, speaking of Michael Jackson, here's a fun bit of music trivia. Did you know that Eddie Van Halen played the guitar solo on Beat It by Michael Jackson? Spinal Tap 2 is coming later this year? No way. That's awesome. I hope they can pull it off. I mean, this is Spinal Tap that's one of my all-time top 5 favorite movies. It's so ridiculously funny. And what's the
まださちんごか眠い。
We'll watch that movie. And
Madara is sleepy at the traffic light.
They've like so many of the things that are played for comedy in This is Spinal Tap have actually happened to real bands. I think I saw an interview with Ozzy Osbourne where they asked him about that, and yeah, he saw it in the cinema, and he didn't laugh once because he was experiencing so many flashbacks of being a touring musician. You haven't seen This is Spinal Tap. Which streaming platform? Well, that would depend on your country. I don't know where you live, City Flow, and I don't know what streaming platforms you have access to. But you can look that up online. But yeah, This is Spinal Tap, one of the absolute all-time greatest comedy movies ever made. One of my top 5 movies of all time. And so many quotable lines, so many memorable scenes. Of course, the most famous
あれどこじゃ。
Spinal Tap is the Beat Go to 11.
Where is that?
もう寝てる間になんか置いていかれちゃう。
Something will be left behind while
あ
I'm
れか。
sleeping.
5 miles out. So
どれ
runway in sight pretty soon too.
Which one?
Yeah, that's crazy. You're already at the next one. we'll slew after this one, chat. We'll catch ourselves up a little bit. Got a Dark Star shooting the approach before me. This should be interesting. Caution wake turbulence? Question mark?
I got the runway in sight as well. I'll wait for you to land and cut over to my POV.
Roger
う
that.
ん、着陸練習、着陸練習、タッチング。どこや、皆さんは。
Go to
Cat's
about
asking you to
5
pop the
ドリ
canopy.
トさん発
Circle
見。
practice, landing practice, touching. Where is everyone?
Lags a little bit here, and we're getting bounced around by the trees. No problem.
あれか。
Best female guitarist? I would say Nancy Wilson.
Is that it?
I'm sure there's some good other options as well that chat might share, but Nancy Wilson gets my vote for that. Again, one of my White Whale guitar songs is the acoustic intro to Crazy on You that she plays. Such a good bit. And of course, Heart. I think a lot of you may have seen this. They at the Kennedy Center they played a tribute to Led Zeppelin, and they played a cover of Stairway to Heaven, and it brought Jimmy Page to tears seeing Heart perform Stairway to Heaven. It was so good.
All right, you can swap over your view, CD. I am airborne yet again.
Welcome to CD's Music Trivia Pub Quiz. Well, you know, people were asking about guitars earlier in the stream, and we sort of got on that.
We cracked the CD code, chat. We did it. W's in chat.
The runway.
Let's get some slewing going on here. I want to get to watch me butter that landing.
Well, you're putting a lot of faith in me already.
Well,
All right, we're on a long
pump your
final.
tires a little bit, right? Gabriel was too slow, but it's worth it.
All right, time to sit up straight. You know it's serious time now. Focus on the landing. All right, flaps to landing position.
いた。あそこに着陸か。ちょっと着陸していくか。
All right, sterile cockpit, short final.
いやー、眠いな
Whoa, I got a big aircraft blocking
No,
my view
I'm
of the runway.
sleepy.
Caution wake turbulence. All right, throttle to idle. Ooh, chats, what do you think? Pretty good. And rotate, positive rates, gear up. You know, I don't want to pat myself on the back too hard there, chat, but that was a pretty nice landing. You weren't watching, can I do it again? Someone can take a clip of that. Or you can watch the VOD later.
よし、降り
You
る
know,
ど
there's a saying
ー
about pilots, if you grease one landing, that's
Hmm,
skill. If you
when I
grease
get
two in a
off.
row, that's luck. If you grease 3 in a row, you're a liar. So that's 2 in a row for me, chat, so I must be lucky.
On fire. I put myself on downwind for that same airport that you just departed.
Okay.
So I'm close to yet another touch.
めっちゃ眠い。
I'm really sleepy.
しまった、ギア閉まっちゃった、間違って。
Mizumo Tokichi also made a slight
眠いからむ
mistake.
ちゃくちゃじゃーい。
bridges we can fly under this week.
Okay then.
They tend to be just the handcrafted bridges that are underflyable, not the auto-gen bridges. And since there hasn't been a world update for Mexico yet, don't think we'll be able to fly under any bridges today.
Alright, short final chat. We're getting hit with lag down low here today.
All right, chat, we're going to do a survey. Wait for all the options before you type anything. If you are flying with us today on Flight Sim 2020, type 1. If you're flying with us today on Flight Sim 2024, type 2. And if you're not flying at all and just watching, type 3. Those are your 3 choices.
Alright, and terrible.
はい、タッチダウン。横着。
Looks like
One downside.
got a good mix of all 3 options. Code nuts and new
お
both of the same idea.
寝てたらぶつかっちゃった。やべえ。
I was already asleep when I bumped into you.
眠い。
Najbi is on Flight Sim 98.
What a play.
Do I use an autocross or
眠いのもどうしようもないです。
there. I've got a
大自然の力ですからね。大自然の力には勝てね
You can't win against sudden force.
え。どこがランドマークかは全然わかりませんでし
yeah,
た
it
ね
is, well, kind of. The Beatles and Queen.
I
They
couldn't
use
tell
the
where it was from the
1830,
landmarks.
which is sort of the big brother of my amp. It's the 30 watt amp versus mine is 15 watt. But I live in a small apartment. I don't think I can get away with having a 30 watt amp in my apartment. So I have a 15 watt instead. But yes, very similar tone that you get out of the two of them. Just mine's less powerful. It is too.
え
I'm not a purist on that though. You'll hear a lot of people say like you need a vacuum tube amp to get the best tone. That was true years ago. Solid state and digital modeling amps have gotten so much better in recent years. The technology is better that in a lot of cases it's now indistinguishable, the sound quality between a vacuum tube amp and a solid state or digital amp. Half to 1 watt is enough for playing at home. Yeah, I've got, again, my amp is 15 watts.
Over
and I
G.
have the volume turned down to like 10% of its maximum. And that's plenty loud enough for playing in my apartment.
Anybody else in your apartment that you jam
No.
with?
Sometimes, I mean, I have friends
Oh.
that come over because I do have 2 guitars.
Yeah.
Play together sometimes. Oh, F's in the chat for busy with
ー、
our...
眠くてもうむちゃくちゃなフライトになってるけど意外とでも1回落ちたか。乗客乗員全員死亡は
Even
私
though I'm
一人
sleepy,
ですけ
it's
ど
been a
ね。
hell of a flight, but surprisingly there was one crash and all the passengers and crew were
Over
killed.
G.
So here's a fun fact for all you Spinal Tap fans out there. Of course, the very famous scene, the These Go to 11 scene. Everyone knows that one if you've seen the movie. Marshall, who is the company that made those amps that were shown in that scene, for a while they released custom
また上登ってっちゃ
units on their amps that did actually
ひ
go
た
to
すら
11,
天に僕へ向かっていく。
which I thought was pretty funny. Marshall amp, of course, was
いや
by many
もう眠くて眠くて
Jimi Hendrix,
ダメだ。
I'm already sleepy and sleepy.
Marshall amp
そろそろちょっと復活の呪文を唱えないと。
I need to cast a resurrection spell soon.
You have 50 watt in an apartment. Even with an attenuator, I can barely touch the volume. Yeah. Guess Guitar. Yeah, you know, remember like 15 years ago when Guitar Hero and Rock Band were all the rage?
Oh, man.
Everyone was playing those games.
I love those so much.
And then they kind of like that entire genre of like the fake plastic instrument rhythm game genre. It kind of died almost seemingly overnight.
The Donkey Kong one too, wasn't there? The
Oh yeah,
Bongo
the Congo one. Yep.
Yeah. Come back maybe. Just get like I guess it's I don't know. Yeah, that's why I wonder why when you think about it. I guess we just like nah, we're done with this.
What about Rocksmith? Yeah, Rocksmith is fun, but Rocksmith you use a real guitar, not a fake plastic instrument. So
い
you
や
actually
ー、眠いの。もうあと15分ぐらい
Rocksmith last night.
20分ぐらい頑張って起きていたいが、大自然の力にはなかなか勝てね
No, I'm sleepy. I'd like to try my best to stay awake for another 15 or 20 minutes, but the power of Mother Nature is too much for me.
You never pick up your guitar. Okay, here is my pro guitar tip. Anyone who's thinking of learning guitar, the most valuable accessory you can buy to become a better guitarist. I'm not sarcastic. This is 100% accurate, true advice. You want to be if you're a beginner and you're learning and you want to be a better guitarist, spend $10 or $15 and buy a guitar stand. And that is the best way to your guitar playing skills. I'm going to explain why.
Comes out.
Like most people, if you buy your guitar, you put it in its case, you put the case in the closet, and then you never play. If you have your guitar on a guitar stand, like in your living room, like next to your TV, you'll just start like watching a movie or a TV show or something. You'll see your guitar on the
いや
stand next to
マジ
you.
で
You'll pick it up
眠い
and you'll just
な
start strumming chords or playing scales or noodling
No,
around.
I'm really
ハワイ
sleepy.
の時も眠かっ
And
たけど
just the fact of getting the guitar into your hands and
It was
playing
nice,
more
though.
often, even absent-mindedly, that is going to make you a way better guitarist. Whereas if you keep your guitar in a case, keep the case in a closet, you will never play it and you will never get good. So spend the $15, buy a guitar stand, and keep it on display, and then pick it up and start playing. And that's how you get good at your instrument.
That's a great idea.
Keep it in the middle of the room. Yeah, I mean, like I keep mine. I'm in my living room right now. I keep my two guitars like just right behind me there. My third guitar, again, I never play it because I don't have room to put it on a stand there. So I keep it in its case in a closet, and so I never pull it out to play it. Better yet, throw your guitar into your bed, play some Sandman at night, and lull to sleep. What color is my Strat? It's called like metallic blue frost, I think is what Fender calls the tone. I'll bring it up close to the camera one second.
Whoever's flying this Dark Star, beautiful formation. Kudos to you.
There you go. So, yeah, they call the finish metallic blue frost, and it has a maple neck instead of rosewood, which I really like. This neck feels like butter to play. It's so smooth. how do you deal with dust on guitars? I just wipe them off. I've got some like lemon polish that you buy at a music store specifically for cleaning guitars. So I use that, and every now and then, just with a soft cloth, I'll clean my guitars. Whenever I restring it, I also very thoroughly clean the neck, the fretboard.
How often do you have to restring a guitar, dependent on how much you would play it?
Depending on how much you play it, and depending on how much you care about your tone. Like,
yeah,
like really like super professional guitarists will restring their guitar like every few weeks. I restring my guitar maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
Do I play funk guitar? Not really. I can play a few funk songs, but not really my genre.
Yeah, sorry, Adoran. I'll have the Pelican ready for whatever next stream I show up on. I do have it.
Can I slap bass? I cannot slap bass. Davey would be very disappointed in me. Did not slap like now. I'm a guitar player, not a bass player. Actual
マジで眠い。これはもう完全にぼんやり王ですよ。ぼんやり王に俺はなる。
Fender jazz bass, very beautiful one.
Tequila, no matter how much you seem completely absent-minded, I become like that.
Next time you're watching Factual's channel, ask her to show you her bass.
しかし飛んでいるのか寝ているのかわからんというぐらい
Question
す
about
ごいですな。
Mexico. Will it get a world update in the future? We have not announced any.
However,
world updates for
it's so
Mexico.
amazing that you
Certainly,
can't tell
York
if
has
it's
said
flying
many
or
times they
sleeping.
want to, update the entire world and bring it all up to a very high quality standard for scenery. Certainly, we have many people on the team who love Mexico and would love to improve the scenery and bring in a world update for Mexico, but nothing announced at this time. All your bases belong to us. Do you know that all your bases belong to us? That's considered the very first internet feed of all time. Once you can play an F or B chord, you're on your way. Well, I can play both of those chords on guitar. Has anything been announced about World Update 20? Not yet. Stay tuned. Yeah, as Jorg has said many times in developer streams, the biggest limiting factor for us in terms of releasing world updates is not what we want to do or what regions we care about or anything like that. It's the availability of good data sources. And certain countries, certain regions have better GIS data than others. So, for example, I feel quite confident in saying there will probably never be a North Korea world update. Just because the North Korean government is very secretive and protective of their geographic data.
Huh.
So it's quite unlikely that Microsoft Flight Simulator would ever have access to North Korean GIS data to make a North Korea world update. So never say never, but probably not happening anytime soon. Alright, how far am I? 47 miles to go, 13 minutes flying time. Yeah, we should arrive almost exactly on time.
Nice.
That throttle up just slightly, get us there a little bit earlier. On time, how could I? Because I'm a wizard. I arrive precisely when I need to.
A lot of varying ground texture colors here. It's nice. A lot of really dark lush greens, and then it's a little more drab.
Visual Dark says, I'm in urban planning at uni, and GIS that is very restricted in many areas, even for us students. So earlier in my career, I actually worked in municipal governments. And I worked very closely with a lot of urban planners and transportation planners. Really, really cool group to work with. I think it was, as a citizen and someone who wants to be, an informed voter and wants to be involved in municipal politics, it was very valuable for me to be part of those meetings, to hear what urban planners and transportation planners have to say about the designs of our cities and what are best practices. Richard, good evening and hello to you. Welcome. Thanks for calling you cool. Very rarely happen. No, I think urban planners are some of the most essential workers we have in public service. D-Man is a GIS analyst with 20 years experience. Cool. For those of you who don't know, the acronym GIS stands for Geographic Information Services. It's a technology that digitizes a lot of geographic info that you can then, run queries and reports and do all kinds of cool stuff with. There's a huge variety of different uses.
Grab a drink one sec, see.
Well, I think Flight Sim's reboot started as a Windows mixed reality test.
いやー、マジで眠いですな、こりゃ、今日は。
The reboot of Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yes, no,
It originally
I'm
started
serious.
as
最近稀に見る眠さ。
prototype for like a virtual tour
I gave a name to
for
Kanemaru.
Windows mixed reality.
すごいの乗ってますな、A10、サンダーボルト2。
And walk around.
いや
I'm
ー、いい
riding
の乗
Maiden
ってらっしゃるでございませんか。なんかアップグレードが来てたから、それアップグレードしたな。
Flight Simulator
結構近くで見えなくなっちゃいますね。
was a dead franchise at Microsoft and bring
There
it
was
back.
an upgrade coming, so I upgraded it, and it's pretty close and you can't see it
Thanks all
anymore.
of you in the community. And of course our third-party developer partners as well, like Got Friends in the chats.
Shout out, got friends.
Yeah. But yeah, that's if you're wondering why Flight Sim got rebooted and where the inspiration to bring back this franchise came from. Yeah, it was like a virtual travel and tourism app, and the original sort of location you could visit in HoloLens was Machu Picchu in Peru.
Maximus 72. I'm flying the Flying Fries Gabriel. What is it? I always forget the acronym. VR106, I think it is. A very new release. On the marketplace too. So. Very gorgeous aircraft. Can't get over it. Really mean yet elegant design. Tandem, so it's got the right terminology for that one. One in front of the other, seating.
I thought tandem was side by side, but I could be wrong.
I could be mistaken. I very well could be mistaken. My mind is blanking.
Yeah. Chat, someone in chat will know. What's the correct terminology? Is tandem behind each other or side by side?
So this is what we're working with here. You got the front and the rear seat, right? Inline? Yeah, inline seating maybe. I feel like there's a problem. Side by side? No. Behind each other? Yeah, we'll go with that. There's probably some fancy terminology for it.
Tandem is inline. Okay, what do you call side by side then? What's the technical term for that?
Bench seat.
眠くてもう何が何だかわけがわからないのでした。
Apparently it's just called side by side. That's the technical term.
I wasn't even sleepy.
like it.
I just didn't understand why.
Julie. Yeah.
Alright, I'm 5 minutes out from Mike Tango, our final full stop destination.
ちょっと北奥の下を向いたり横向いたりしとる。
I said I'd come over for a while. I went on a trip.
Adam is Latin for at length. The more you know. I learned so much here on these official streams. I love it, you guys. Such an informative bunch.
We got an A10 behind me.
なんとかこの苦行を終え
Not
てい
to
き
play
たい。
with one A10.
No.
No.
今日も
I want to finish this penance
あれ
somehow.
触れ、ガンを。
Air fighter.
Oh, they can still have heaters.
Can't
もう何言ってるんだか寝ぼけて何言ってるんだかわかんない状態になってますな。
That's why I'm half asleep and have no idea what I'm saying.
いやねみー。
So I don't know if this is a hot
Iyanemi.
or not. I actually think the A10 looks really cool. I know it has a reputation
I
of
love
being
the
an
A10.
ugly looking plane, but I do think it looks really cool.
Yeah, the A10's a mean machine. And unfortunately, they're phasing out. Plane built around a gun. Yeah, and there's been crazy stories exactly. Coming back with like half a wing missing and engine.
1週間の疲れがどっと出たのでしょうか。やはり朝3時がまだ体に慣れないのでしょうか。
The F-15 doesn't
俺眠くて
I
眠
guess
く
I'm
て。
just tired from the past week, and it's only 3 a.m., so I guess I
も
can't get
う
used to
全
it.
然何が何やら記憶も何もありません。きれいな今回のフライト本当に。
smokestacks there.
Let's do it. I don't remember anything.
I know
This
though.
flight was truly beautiful.
お菓子ももうなくなっちゃったし。
3 minutes estimated flying time.
むしろ
I've run out of
こういう時
sweets.
こそ非常食を何か食べると目が覚めたりするのでありますが、ダメです。
F-15 holds the
After
record
meal,
for
does
most
eating something
What
wake
is on
you
the-
up?
air-to-air fighter of all time.
Do
It
you
has,
prefer the E?
yeah, it has something like over 100 confirmed air-to-air kills and 0
I think it's like,
losses.
yeah, it's 107. It's probably, well, now currently, who knows what it at the
煙
moment
突
is.
か。
Yeah, it's flawless.
A chimney?
And it shot down with a satellite from space when they were doing testing. There's that old video, not video, photo of it. Pretty close to vertical, firing off a missile into space. It's a bunch of scrap.
Oh dear.
About photo option for 24 is the idea.
あれがゴールかな。
World photography mode is an entirely new game type.
I
い
guess
や
that's the
もう
goal.
ほんと限界。
So there's
1週間の疲れが出たのかな。
we added that. We added
先週も厳
Limit.
しか
I
っ
guess
たっす
I'm
から
tired from the
ね。
past week.
For me personally, I just use regular screenshots. I use
ああ、まだい。ドリフトさん、イエーイ。ドリフトさん元気ですな。結構結構。
So if I just hit like print screen, it takes an SDR screenshot.
Ah,
It looks all
bad
blocked
Mr.
out.
Drift.
But if
Mr.
I use
Drift
the
is doing
XR
well.
Xbox
Quite well.
capture utility, I can take a screenshot that saves it as both HDR and SDR screenshot, and it looks good.
よし、最後の着陸ぐらいバッチリ決めたいものでございますが、
Which I have.
決まらないんやろな。
I like pretty immersive. But
Okay,
I guess if
I'd
you're
like to
using, like,
decide on the
lossless
final
決まら
landing,
ない
but I
のでは
don't
ない
think
か
it's
と思います。
possible.
眠すぎて。
pretty powerful
仮眠が取りたい。
series, but then you can take screenshots with that because
I want to take a nap.
It doesn't let you take a screenshot if you're using lossless scaling. So. I do like the photo mode. And isn't there like you can go take pictures of stuff like challenges and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, yep. It's from the main menu. Go to World Photographer mode. It's right there on the main menu. There's challenges to take photos of like famous landmarks, of animals, and then there's things like, you know, take a shot of such and such a landmark with your airplane visible in the frame and the moon in the background. So like things like that. Yeah. So that's
Very neat.
all right. 3 miles out. Disable my autopilot. And we'll turn. There's the runway. Field in sight. We'll turn left downwind.
Challenges and stuff in multiplayer. Yeah. Get a picture of you.
いやマジで後半1時間ボロボロでしたな。
No, seriously, the last hour was a mess.
There's our runway. Making our turn to final now. HDR is so annoying in Windows in general.
Yes,
Yeah, you know, it's hard for
go.
taking screenshots. I use
何にも見てなかったの後半1時間。
captures and stuff.
Let's go down. What didn't I watch in the last hour?
But HDR looks so much better than SDR that once you've tried using an HDR monitor, you can't go back. So I put up with the little annoyances because the visual quality is so much better. Oh, overshot my turn to final. That's okay.
I have a nice snipping tool called Light Shot, and you can set it to like your print screen buttons. So then you a draggable custom size, so you can, you know, if you're just doing a small screen capture, if you're doing the full thing for a screenshot.
What browser do I have? I have a RTX 3080 Ti. Got it a little over 3 years ago.
I got a 3060 Ti.
はい着陸装置出します。
I will.
All right, short final.
いかん着陸だけでもせめて起きていいよ。
Just flew up a bit here, just
たくましくてもいい。
Stomach cancer, let's attack and stay awake even if it's just the landing.
Whoa, that A10 just lawn darted right in front of me. Anyone see that? F's in the chat to that
Oh.
A10 pilot.
Oh.
いかんいかんいかん
Pretty good,
寝てた。
Pretty good. 3 good landings in a row.
I was sleeping.
I'm not
寝
lying.
てる場合じゃねえよ。
Someone's
ア
lying.
プローチ中じゃよ。
Proof of all 3. Lots of witnesses.
This isn't the time to be sleeping. I'm approaching you.
Pull off the runway and park. All right. Let's see, Willie, how much catching up do you have to do, Willie?
I'm pretty close here, so I slewed to within about 7 miles, so I'm very close.
All right, perfect.
Start our descent from 3,000 here.
ボヨン
And
Over G.
Slang
ボ
word
ヨ
boyon.
ン
Over G.
ボヨン
Brake is on.
ドーン
Boyon.
As
Dong.
flying Friday. Thank you.
ドーン
If anyone wants to, if you're on 2024 and you want to hang out with me on foot, you can gather up by the side of the runway.
おー
feedback got
ひ
cut
どい着陸だったら後半ほとんど寝とった
I
け
had
ど
such a
ま
bad
あ
landing that I fell asleep for most of the second half.
まあ眠かったらしょうがないっすね
Beautiful Mexico.
It can't be helped that the cup was also
もう
sleepy.
大自然の力には勝ってね
Here's virtual CD.
睡魔という
Please take your
Facing chat,
measurements
looks pretty close to
soon.
me, kind of. Not a bad
なんか
representation.
岩がゴロゴロしててちょっと怖いっすね
The rocks are still rolling.
よいしょ
I'm about to get sucked into a dead end.
岩踏みそう
Conflict now.
Where is this one?
あ、ここでいいか。
Alright. About 3 miles
Africa.
here. We'll make a somewhat closed left base for, what is that, 19?
エアバス350。
Fog.
いやー、しかし今日は眠かったな
I didn't see your stream. Is it foggy for you?
久しぶりだな。
No, I was usually
まあ時々眠いとこあるんですけどね、朝はこんなだから。
I still feel sleepy sometimes, because it's like this in the morning.
Alright.
エンディングカット。
Ending
これで
cut.
もう寝ても大丈夫。ぐわー。レブイ。はぁ。
I like in the Sim Update 2 beta, it shows live weather on the Google map before you start the
Oh, cool.
So the live weather will give you now.
Oh, haze like I'm seeing this low level fog.
Yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, the Sim Update 2 patch notes are probably the biggest set of patch notes I've ever seen for Flight Simulator. Jane and I spent like 4 hours each last week proofreading them, fixing minor typos, spelling mistakes, formatting stuff.
いやー、眠かった。
They were so big, yeah, it took like 8 hours.
Then I was
阿賀
sleepy.
野さん、
お疲れ様でした。私はもう後半眠くて。
Thank you for your hard work.
多
I'm
分
already in the second half of my life and I'm sleepy and sleepy.
少年探偵に麻酔の針をプッシュって刺されたと思います。
I think I was stabbed by a famous detective who pushed an anesthesia needle at me.
I always get very paranoid on short final. I'm like, did I put the gear down? Hit your switch or binding. Oh, wow.
Beta has separated a bunch of
あ、セーバーかなあれ。あ、セーバーもいたのか。まあでもセーバーも
Was
この前
Saber
見
there
たから。
too?
見たか見てないかで言えば見ている。まあとりあえず飛
If
行
I
機降り
had
て
to
み
say
る
whether
か。
I saw it or not, I would say yes.
On your live version, if you haven't got that far in career mode yet, you don't have stuff unlocked. They don't want you to have to grind for hours doing missions to advance your virtual career. Just to be able to test stuff.
阿賀野さん、奪還した。おひれ様でした。
So on
無
the
事
test
完
server,
璧、嬉しい。
everything is
Huh?
unlocked in career mode by default.
Alright.
Your progress will not carry over. Like once the full Sim Update 2 version is released, your original career
あれ
progress
パイロットが前に動かなくなった。動いた。
during the beta will not.
Well, the pilot stopped moving
あれ
forward.
でもパイロットが前に動かなくなってる。
On a nice
なん
little
か
slice
基
of
本
grass
コン
here.
フィグがおかしいじゃろか。バックで行くしかないかじゃあ。
Nice landing there.
I guess I have no choice but to go in the back then.
疲れましたというか、多分先週お疲れだったんだと思うんですよね。
We
Got
have
the
reached
marshmallow.
the end of our flight.
I think
hope
Master was
everyone
probably
enjoyed
tired.
The beautiful flight today, starting in the Yucatan Peninsula, flying along the Gulf of Mexico coastline. Very scenic flight. I personally really enjoyed it. Hope everyone had a good time today. Willie, any final
な
words?
んかこん
Oh, final words. Thank you guys for joining. That was a lot of fun. I hope to
先
be
に行
back.
けない何かがあるのか。
I hope to stream a little bit
セ
more.
ーバーかっこ
Is there something I
い
can't
い。
move
Coming
forward
up, not a
with?
lot special, truthfully.
恋みたいな顔しててなかなかいいっすな。
Yeah,
Go
no,
ahead,
I,
click that, give it a follow.
She looks
I'll
like
probably
she's in
stream
love
something
and
in
it's
the
really
near future
nice.
between work and free time. Spring is around the corner, so trying to get outside and yeah, just keep flying, man. Good to have you guys.
Keep
6
flying.
時
No
阿賀野
way.
さん、 たまに寝落ちしてあさっての方向へあなたが行くので、排気音で冷やかしてました。
時々なんか、すれ違っていくのを見てましたけど、多分気がついてない時もあると思う。おー、すげえ。テクスチャーがひどい。
Sometimes I saw them passing each other, but I think there were times when I didn't notice them.
テクスチャーが読み込めてなくてすごい人たち。
Amazing people who can't load DEXA.
どういうこと？これは新しいな。
This is new.
新しいですね。ちょっと人類と違う生命のいる星に着陸した。
Clicked.
あ、この人は人類だ。
Ah,
ど
this
うな
human
ってる
race.
の？あ、人類になった。やっぱり読み込めてないだけか。
Ah, now that I've become a human, I guess I just can't read it.
なんだこの人だけ青。あ、
Only this person this time.
やっとみんな人になった。さっき人類じゃない人たちがいたけど。
Well, there were some people who were not our ancestors who finally became humans.
いや。
No.
いやー、しかし。
No, but.
誰だ。ちょっと寝ないといかんか。
Who is it?
いや、でも今日も楽しかったですな。眠っていても楽しいものは楽しい。この人のこのムスタングもなかなかおしゃれさんですね。翼端のところとかはこっちの方が近いんだよな。なんか私の成金ムスタング、翼端が改造してあるから。
It's kind of like mine, Kingstang,
Kang,
because the wingtips
Spam.
have been modified.
あ、なんか機関銃撃てそうな感じに表現になってるこれ。
This expression makes me
お
feel
ー、お
like
はよ
I'm
うご
about
ざ
to
い
be fired
ます。今
by
日
a
は
machine
眠
gun.
くてむちゃくちゃでした。何言ってたかもわかんない。なんか寝ぼけたこと言ってたような気がする。
Star, I don't even know what I was saying, but I feel like I was half asleep when I said it.
いやー、眠かった。久しぶりに意識朦朧としておりました。じゃあドリフトさんもまたいい週末をお過ごしください。いやー、さっき読んでたのが A86 セーバーか。
86 Saber?
はい、ではかっこいい。
The page is
Thanks for watching. Good night or have a nice day. 今日は半分後半
Vaccines
寝
have a
て
nice
て
day in the British military.
何をやったかどうか分かりませんが、とりあえず、寝ぼけながらも ゴールに降りてまい
I
りま
don't
し
know what
た。
I did, but for the time being I was half asleep.
遊びに来てくださった皆さん、まあ、チャットで冷やかした皆さん、どうもありがとうございました。
Thank you very much, Mr.
三菱何が何を言ってるのかわかんないや。はい、ということで、ちょっと眠いので
I
寝
don't
ま
know what
す。
you're talking
浅野さん
about. I said
お疲れ
yes.
様でした
お疲れ様でした。失礼しまうま。
I'm sorry.